Okay, so in this part, we basically still on just trying to demonstrate the, the implications that can arise as so far as that in terms of air travel. So we've got a client that's booked these tickets, or his ticket rather. He's basically flying between Berlin or Artambo, East London, and London, basically. So we want to figure out as to what the VAT implications are, if what the VAT implications would be in this situation. So what do we have to look out for, and what are the provisions that we should be thinking about in this situation? Will they be VAT, or will they be taxable VAT in terms of the VAT being standard rated, or will it be VAT that would be zero rated? Basically, because this is our flight that's been used to travel to all of these destinations as mentioned, and so what are the VAT implications that we likely going to find ourselves in? So the answer to that is depends. It depends on how the client actually books his tickets, right? So if we're to look at this instance where client has actually booked his ticket from here, Berlin, and it goes over to here, and it comes over to South as well. I mean to that side, from Berlin to London. So we're saying in this instance, our tickets have been bought by this client who's now traveling to London, basically, and is from Berlin, and they're using our services, our aircrafts, basically. So, and they're using that from Berlin to London. So what kind of, would that make this transaction a zero-rated supply so far as our air travel is concerned, or would it make it a standard-rated supply? So in this instance, the direction of, let's just say in this instance, then that means the leg between OR Tambo, which is in Johannesburg, and East London, is basically a connecting flight. You know, it's basically a connecting flight, so it's part of the same ticket basically. So in that instance, we can't look at this in isolation and say this is local travel, because it's a leg between two South African airports, in that being OR Tambo Airport and East London, so therefore it's standard rated. No, if the gentleman is booked in a manner where he said East London, from London, from Berlin to London, and I'm gonna go through OR Tambo and East London, so therefore this leg is just part of the same ticket, which is basically a connecting flight. It's a connecting flight in that instance. Therefore, we can't consider it to be a standard rating supply. So it's just a connecting flight. So therefore, that would make this whole trip a zero-rated supply, because it's a service of an exempt supply by our air travel. Whether the gentleman is going from Berlin and coming over to OR Tambo and East London and London, the directions do not matter, as long as there's a leg in our side of things here and in our side of things over here as well. That means it's just a connecting flight for those legs in South Africa. Therefore, it's a zero-rated supply to us. Therefore, there will not be VAT payable. VAT will only be paid at 0%. You know, so far as we are concerned. You know, so there won't be any outward VAT to worry about for us. However, if the gentleman was now to say, okay, rather than booking the whole ticket, I would rather just buy individual tickets, because it is said that buying individual tickets is cheaper. So he buys a ticket from Berlin to OR Tambo, And from OR Tambo, he buys another ticket from OR Tambo to East London, and from East London, buys another ticket to London. So what would happen in this instance? Okay, in this instance, because there's a leg between OR Tambo, which is in South Africa, and Berlin, which is in an export country, that instance would make this a zero-rated supply, right? Whereas the leg between OR Tambo and East London would be between two local airports that are in South Africa. That instance would make this a standard rated supply. And whereas the leg between East London and London would actually make it an export of a service to London, that means there's a zero-rated supply again. So these are the differences that can come about with air travel, and I hope that it makes sense, because we've covered the services of per road or per road or rate with the previous example, and this should close this session, and I hope that it makes sense. Alright then, just make sure that the leg doesn't matter, even if it's coming from London into East London, it will be a zero-rated supply. Even if it's coming from Berlin to OR Tambo, it's a zero-rated supply, because it's still coming into our country, zero, so which is an export. Or even if it was OR Tambo to Berlin, it will still be zero-rated supply. So be mindful of that. Alright then.